Something that you have to realize if you're going to actually take home a Tesla Roadster is that now you're one of those guys that drives an electric car. And when you do that, you have this moment where it's like, wow, I drive an electric car, and you do it for what it represents to everybody around you that sees you, that realizes, wow, I guess it is okay to care about the planet. I guess it's okay to care enough that you actually make a difference every day. You're somebody now that doesn't put a portion of their wealth into the pocket of the Middle East every day. The single biggest transfer of wealth in the world, $2 billion, $10 million a day. You're no longer part of that. And because the U.S. consumes 98% of the crude that comes to this country goes to power passenger vehicles, you're not throwing a proverbial starfish back into the ocean. You're really like saving a blue whale. It's a big difference. If you buy this car, when you go home, you have the realization that you're just going to plug it in when you go home. You're not going to go to the gas station for any reason. There's just no reason anymore, unless you're, like you said, buying chips, or you want to put some air in the tire. Otherwise, you just don't go to gas stations anymore. You don't have that expenditure going out. The next thing you notice is every 3,000 miles, every 5,000 miles, you're not paying for oil changes. You're not spending your time getting oil changes. You're not getting transmission services because there's no transmission, so there's no transmission flushes. There's none of those maintenance requirements that you're used to in a fossil fuel vehicle. The only service is a $600 a year firmware update. That's the only service that happens all year long. You do the tires every year or two, depending on your driving habits, and that's it. But one of the most important things to factor in about owning and driving a Tesla is resale value. Edmunds, Motor Trend, Road and Track, all those companies, they do reviews on resale value of cars in the US. This car has been ranked in the top 100 and among the top cars for resale value. Most of the people that have sold these have found that they sold it for a little bit more or a little bit less than what they bought it for 2 years ago, or whenever the case is. We've had some of our customers that have moved overseas and they've had to sell it because of the cost of conversion, and bought another one in England where they moved to, and realized that there's virtually no depreciation on the car. So opposed to buying a supercar where you have to deal with extreme maintenance, extreme depreciation, now you have all the feel good of driving an electric car, none of the maintenance woes, and none of the resale woes. So it is a guiltless driving pleasure, but also a guiltless financial pleasure too. Because who the heck gets to drive a supercar and not lose 50 or 100 grand in resale value? So those are some very important facets of this car at its most base level. But I think most of all, it's what it represents. So what it represents for the future of us and how we affect change on a personal level globally.